Now you will find that the Qur'an focuses more on Tawheed, the oneness of God, than the existence of God. Why? Because the existence of God is so clear. أَفِي اللَّهِ شَكٌّ. There's a verse in the Qur'an says, is there any doubt about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And remember, the Arabs at the time, most of them, they did believe in God, but they were pagans and idolaters who ascribed idols to God as partners to God. So they did believe in God as the creator, but they simply worshipped other idols as well. So that's why you will find most of the arguments and proofs in the Qur'an, they're talking about shirk or polytheism. Otherwise, the existence of God, it's built in, it's clear. And hence the Qur'an does give us a number of verses about the existence of God, but it talks more about the oneness of God than the actual existence of God, because the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very clear. Now to mention a few points here. Number one, we don't need to prove the existence of God. Who are we to prove God's existence? I, the weak creation of God, am here to prove the existence of the King of the universe. Who am I to even prove the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So whenever you talk about God, don't think that you're proving God's existence. God always existed. He was never absent. He was never in need for you to come and prove His existence. Hence, Al-Imam Al-Hussein alayhi salam, in Dua Arafah, he has a beautiful statement. He says, مَتَى غِبْتَ عَنَّا لِكَيْ تَحْتَاجَ إِلَى دَلِيلٍ يَدُلُّ عَلَيْكِ. Beautiful. Oh Allah, when were you ever absent for you to need proofs, evidences to prove that you exist? When were you ever absent? And then the Imam alayhi salam says, أَيَكُونُ لِغَيْرِكَ مِنَ الظُّهُورِ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ. The Imam says the most evident and clear thing in existence is your presence, your existence. How can I use something that is weaker, less evident, these arguments and proofs, to point me to your existence? For instance, if I want to use the galaxy and the stars and the moons and the cosmos, the universe, to say, okay, all this creation proves God exists. In this interesting statement, the Imam says, oh Allah, your existence is more powerful than the sun. How can I use the sun's existence, which is weak, created, in need, to prove your absolute existence? It's a beautiful statement from the Imam. So these are just signs. That's why the Qur'an does not call them proofs for God's existence. God doesn't need any proofs. These are just signs, ayat, that point you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What's the role of a sign? Just to point, that's it. So we don't need to prove the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is there, He's evident, and He's the most evident reality.